Hi, welcome to the 2024 video training series for Brush 61 and Brush 62. This video is going to cover basic pumping procedures for our brush engines. We'll start with a quick review of the valves on the rear pump panel. First is tank to pump. This valve does exactly what it's titled and allows water to move from your 600-gallon tank into your two-stage pump. Next is the tank fill valve, also known as pump to tank. This valve allows water to flow from your pump into your tank. The valve opens with a digital controller that displays the open percentage. To open the valve, press the green open arrow, and to close the valve, press the red close arrow. This will work whether you tap or hold the arrow buttons. The pump cooler valve is used to recirculate water from your pump into your tank to reduce the amount of heat that is being produced by the pump when operating with no open discharge. To open the pump cooler, turn the handle 90 degrees to the left. The transfer valve will determine whether your pump is operating in capacity mode, also known as volume mode, or pressure mode. When operating in volume mode, you'll notice the pump idles around 80 to 100 psi. When operating in pressure mode, the pump idles around 170 psi. The pressure relief valve is used to prevent spikes in pressure from reaching the nozzle operator due to rapid fluctuations of the intake and discharge of water. It is manually set to the desired maximum pressure output preferred. The pressure relief valve is part of the morning check performed by the driver operator and can be set by following these steps. First, increase your pressure relief setting by turning the pressure relief knob clockwise. Then, turn the valve to the on position. Next, slowly increase the pump pressure to around 175 psi using the throttle knob. After you increase the pump pressure, the next step is to lower your pressure setting. To do this, turn the pressure relief knob counterclockwise until the desired pressure is reached. While lowering the pressure setting, the orange open light should illuminate, indicating your pressure relief valve is operating. Double check the pressure relief setting by lowering your pump pressure to idle and then increasing the pressure until the pressure relief valve engages. Ensure the pump pressure remains at the desired maximum output setting. Next, we're going to cover basic pumping procedures. A quick note, best practice is to keep the tank to pump valve open at all times. This prevents unnecessary wear on the pump if the PTO were to be engaged without the tank to pump valve open, which would then run the pump dry. Actuating the tank to pump valve and ensuring it is open is part of the morning check performed by the driver operator. Once we're ready to pump, step 1 is to park the engine, place the transmission into neutral, and engage the PTO switch. Exit the cab, roll up all windows, place a chock on the downhill side of the rear tires, and head to the pump panel. Double check the tank to pump valve is open and the pressure relief valve is off. Ensure your transfer valve is in the correct mode for the specific pumping scenario. Volume mode is used for most common scenarios where there is little elevation change. Pressure mode is used for pumping hoselays that have a significant elevation gain upon deployment. Prime your pump by pressing in and holding the primer button. Listen for an audible change in the sound of the primer and look for a small amount of water being discharged from beneath the rear bumper. Once a prime is achieved, increase the pump pressure to the desired output setting by turning the throttle knob clockwise. To shut down the pumping operation, lower the pump pressure to idle and disengage the PTO switch. Extended pumping operations. If you find yourself in a scenario where you will be pumping a hoselay for an extended period of time, a common issue is heat buildup inside the pump, which can lead to cavitation. There are a few common solutions to this problem which encompass the same idea of creating an auxiliary recirculation line with fire hose. First, you can run an 1.5 inch filler line from a discharge and directly into the tank fill intake. The valves should only be partially opened and you can use your hand to feel the movement of the water through the hose. Another option is to use the reel line hose to recirculate water by placing the open nozzle directly into your water tank opening on top of the engine. Or if you are pulling a draft and pumping from a snap tank, you can place the open reel line nozzle into the snap tank. At the end of the day, by using these same principles, there are many ways to achieve an auxiliary recirculation line to keep the pump cool.